I'm a firm believer that you don't switch horses midstream. And with that said, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Watertown's workhorse, Mayor Jeff Graham.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I think Harry Truman said, if you want to have a friend in Washington, get a dog. Apparently, I have a dog already. Thank you. How do we make that happen? I don't know. Mia has apparently thrown her collar to me or something, or her collar in the ring, so I appreciate it very much. And whether it's four-legged supporters or two-legged, certainly glad to be here. Now, I know Glenn said a lot of different things, and I know he mentioned J.R. Ewing, and I would be remiss if I didn't just touch upon that. I've never been on the Canadian TV show Obsessions, but, I watched TV in the 60s and 70s. I liked Larry Hagman. I liked him in I Dream of Jeannie. So maybe that's a generational issue, but I have to confess I do have some obsessions. I was in love with Valerie Bertinelli in the 80s. I thought I had put it behind me, then I saw her on the Slim Fast commercials recently. It just brought it all back to me. So, well, it's been said in politics, if you want to appear to be popular, make sure you rent a small room. We did that, but certainly this year's turnout exceeds my expectations. I'm humbled that after 12 years as your mayor, you're still as enthused as I am about keeping a good thing going. On the matter of longevity, George Burns was asked on his 87th birthday what he would like most of all as a gift. He said, a paternity suit. Well, after 3 terms as mayor, I don't know as I need that. And I'll tell you, I'm not asking for anything that involves a lawyer. Instead, I respectfully request the chance to continue to serve and to become in January the longest-serving mayor of this great city. Move over, Mayor Harris. We're coming through. Tonight, let the campaign begin, and this gathering is certainly a good omen for me, and I think it says even more about the prospect of a great future for Watertown. A lot of thank yous are in order. I want to thank Tommy Costanza and the great staff here at Pete's. Like Roxanne, I'm a fan of the restaurant. I come here often, and this is just one of our great family-owned businesses in Watertown. So let's hear it for all of them. Although Billy's in Florida, I want to thank my employers at Caprera for being supportive and allowing me the leeway to conduct the people's business while selling Kias and Volkswagens and fine model recent used cars at rock-bottom prices with great service after the sale.
Do you have a special this week, Jeff?
We got an 03 Rio for you, probably. I'll keep my remarks short so you can retire to the bar and have some quality time with Majesta and everything a bit later, but to the new owners of WATN Radio, Jim Levin and Bruce. Bruce came all the way from Boston, incidentally, for this. He's a rare breed in the Bay State. He's a Republican in Massachusetts. So, well, Jim and Bruce, who like Dave Mance, is in the back of the room there. My longtime good friend, have kept America's favorite noontime talk show on the air. And although he couldn't be here tonight, I want to thank Joe Brosk, who is filling in for me during my federally mandated exile. To those who have helped me in past campaigns, I say thank you. I see Lori's here, and Ms. Gillen is here, and Ms. Ward, and the Rices, and I saw Dave Bush here earlier, and I know there's a lot of other people who've kicked in over the years, and even back to as far as people like Ted Ford, who helped me out way back in 1991, and the late Bruce Dempster, who certainly was an inspiration. And I know he would have enjoyed being on the right side of this campaign, so hopefully we can win it for Bruce. I want to thank Mary Lambert for being here. Mary, of course, I know Willie Wellborn, and Mary is, of course, Willie's mother. We've been good friends for years. He works at the air brake. Mary is modest, of course. She was recently awarded, recognized by a Colorado-based biblical studies group for courage in the pursuit of equality. Something like that? Christians for Biblical Equality. I think we need more of that in this community. I want to thank those who are helping out this year, a lot of the same people from previous campaigns, but also Melissa Van Brockton in particular, and Holly and Lorraine out there, as well as Roxanne. Melissa got recruited as treasurer on the guise of, well, it's just a couple papers you have to fill out, and she's ended up doing a lot of the work, so I appreciate all of that. I want to thank the staff at City Hall who allows me to look better than I probably deserve to. I want to thank the men and women who live in Watertown, who serve in our armed forces, who protect this American way of life that allows us to have these kind of political soirees here at Pete's. I want to thank all of the citizens of Watertown who every day get up, go to work, raise their kids, shovel their driveways, mow their lawns, and do all the little things, profound and mundane, that help keep this city in its rightful spot as the capital of the North Country. And of course, I want to say thanks to my mom and my brother, who are in North Carolina, who I know will be watching this video on News Junkie as soon as Steve Weed makes the proper arrangements for us. Next week, an open house will be held at the new Starwood Apartments. I hope you'll be there, Senator. I'm sure you will. That's on the site of what was Cloverdale. What a metaphor it is for the rejuvenation of Watertown. And I'm proud to say that 4 years ago, our campaign promised to get it done. A promise made and a promise kept. New homes are being built in and around Watertown. New stores as well. Roads are being repaired in the city because of that historic sales tax agreement, divestiture of the airport. And yes, Chairman Berto, transfer of the cost for police dispatch has lowered the tax levy millions of dollars in the city while expanding. We've been able to expand police, planning, and engineering departments to deal with all of this growth. And it's been, I hate to use the expression because it's used too much in politics, a win-win, but that whole airport arrangement, as we can see now, by transferring it to the county that had the regional mandate to get things done, they're making a big success out of it. Frankly, the city didn't have the horses to do that. Even though I am the workhorse, we didn't have the horses to do that. So those things may seem like some kind of giveaway or unfair thing to some people, but I think long-term it accrues to the benefit of everybody, and I know Scott Gray worked on that as well as legislator Adsit, so I'm appreciative of all that. I've been able to work, of course, as the Senator said, with the staff of local governments, the county government, our state and federal leaders, to position Watertown for growth, because I think that's important. We're experiencing good times up here. That's great. We haven't been able to do that in a long time, but it's important to get ahead of the curve, and we've tried to work with everybody on housing and infrastructure issues and recreation issues and everything from new ball fields to apartment complexes and everything in between. It's been a group effort. Now, I've got to tell you, see, I'm not the show horse in this campaign. I'm the workhorse, as Roxanne said. I certainly don't want to either be one of those politicians who gets every day trying to be like the rooster taking credit for the sunrise. Good governance does require hard work and vision. I'm proud of the record in 12 years and a 99.5% attendance record at City Hall meetings. I've tried to be there for you and do my best, and that won't change. So for the next 4 years, what do you want? Do you want a get-her-done, down-to-earth, stand-up-for-what-he believes workhorse? Or do you want a frilly horse of a different color like the one in The Wizard of Oz? All right. In the next 4 years, we must set an agenda of consolidation that says to Albany, we're up to the challenge, give us the tools. We need to start planning in 2008 for the relocation of our police department because that contract with the county expires in 2015. We need to realize our strong finances must now be coupled with frugality to keep taxes from heading in the wrong way again. And we need to manage our growth in a responsible way to make the community not just bigger, but better. And yes, we need to be inclusive of all God's children who reside here and never, ever suggest that someone is a lesser person because of the way they're born or who they are. Now, I don't want to be too serious here. After all, it was the humorist Will Rogers who said, I don't make jokes, I just watch government and report the facts. Government is only one part of what makes us great, and the biggest part of it is all you. But another political sage, P.J. O'Rourke, said that politicians like to boast that they are interested in people. Well, that interested in people is not always a virtue, he says. After all, fleas are interested in dogs. Mia? Okay. That dog does not have a flea on it, trust me. I'm not like the flea on the dog. I'm not in it just for the ride. I stand before you tonight enthused, energized, and ready to commit to work for you for another 4 years as your workhorse. Together we've done a lot. Together we will do more. Thank you very much and enjoy the evening.